In this video, we're going to talk about a few principles from the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. If you decide to read it, you'll find that it's very old-fashioned in its vocabulary and how it phrases things. Hopefully, this video helps you either get some of the value without having to read the book, or you're able to decide if it's a book that you'd like to read. My own commentary is added, and I'll try to specify when it's my opinion versus Napoleon Hill's opinion. Firstly, if you have a burning desire to get rich, you're far more likely to do so. That's because your brain will constantly be searching for opportunities related to what you value most. I don't think this just applies to wealth. I think if you are not naturally greedy or materialistic, forcing this on yourself may not actually be good for your mental health. However, he is right, in my opinion, that whatever you think about or prioritize most will naturally come to you. This isn't some magic of the universe Jedi mind trick thing, it's like shower thoughts. If you're constantly working on a problem at work or in your personal life, your brain will suddenly fit all the pieces together while you take a shower. It's kind of like that. Opportunities will be found because your brain will be constantly thinking in the background about whatever those things are that you prioritize. I agree that this most likely also works for gaining wealth. Napoleon also notes that you must shift your environment to be conducive to what you want to gain. While the book applies this to money, I also think this principle works elsewhere in life. This could be leaving your running clothes in front of the door so that you make yourself run before leaving for the day, or putting a second small trash can in the living room if you have the habit of leaving things out. Humans are creatures of comfort by nature, and so we tend to follow the path of least resistance. You can modify the path of least resistance in order to get yourself to do the things that you'd like, but that your animal brain finds uncomfortable. Related to his first point, one tactic that Napoleon recommends is writing down in 5 or 6 sentences what you see as your life purpose, and then to read it out loud to yourself once a day. If you do choose to use this, I recommend either doing it right before or after sleep, as you leave for work, or just before exercise. I think this tactic is sound. You could use it to vector what your subconscious is constantly chewing on in order to ensure you have ideas and make decisions more often that help with whatever it is your goal is. Napoleon also recommends that you work with other people, and I tend to agree. He explains that teamwork is greater than the sum of its parts. If, let's say, you're capable of 5 points of performance, whatever that means, or coming up with 3 ideas, then if we put you together with 2 other people that are equally capable, the net total capability of the 3 of you combined might be 20 instead of 15, and you may be able to come up with 20 ideas instead of 9. Teams are greater than the sum of their parts, and so for any goal, wealth, or otherwise, functioning in a team is usually going to be a good idea. When you learn more, you earn more. Napoleon makes an excellent point that learning increases your earning potential. However, realize that you can't know everything, hence part of why teamwork is important. And whatever you are learning in the case of wealth actually has to be useful to others in order to be profitable. And there are some things that might be useful but just don't shake out to be profitable. That's not to say that learning for fun is bad. Just realize that fun learning and profitable learning are not the same thing. Finally, for most work and wealth-related purposes, technical or hard skills are generally going to give you a better return on investment than soft skills. Yes, soft skills are important, leadership skills are important, not that most of us are leaders most of the time. But you can prove that the engineer is capable due to the math and physics and material science that he studied. It's a lot harder to tell if a CEO is effective because he's inspiring or making hard decisions like layoffs, because that's just how he is, or if it's because of his Master of Arts degree in leadership. You only have one life to live. Grow it relentlessly.